Just letting you guys know that the universe does not care if you struggle. The universe does not care if you challenge yourself. The universe doesn't care if you're successful or that you manifest or that you generate from that standpoint of how you collect yourself, of how you gather yourself, and how you go through your own spiritual awakening, facing the dark night of the soul, facing your own inner demons, and also releasing tension within yourself and emotional destruction and not being the destroyer spirit. Just letting you guys know that the universe does not care about excuses. They don't care about prayers or affirmations or just meditating all the time or doing so many different things to generate a different outcome. You are either blessed or you are not. You're either damned if you do or damned if you're not. Okay, so just understand this is that we need to stop playing games and we need to stop playing these ridiculous games about manifestation and visualization and placing yourself before it happens, and understanding that omnipresence never stops. The world's never going to stop, and the world does not always give handouts and does not offer wisdom all the time. We have to find that within ourselves, and we have to use it within our own strength to find out what it is that we're supposed to do. Because you can listen to spirit, you can listen to guidance, you can listen to other readers, but at the end of the day, your inner wisdom, your inner guidance is going to be what helps you have that self-realization and what pushes you a lot further and kind of seeing through the spiritual blinder, the spiritual narcissism trap that is on the spiritual community. So it's understanding that at the end of the day, it's not about our ego, it's not about our fame, it's not about our flashiness, and also it's not about how many cards we can pull for people or how many readings we give, and it's just about the very fact if you put the time in, if you've kind of done what you needed to do within this collective, within your service, don't be afraid to leave it there. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean that you have to be the savior for the world, and it does not mean that you have to be the most gifted and that you have to have a big following and you have to be the most gifted on the planet, because at the end of the day, if you bless more than just 1,000 people, that is just more than fine. Sometimes we have expectations because a lot of people can manifest certain things and that's their gifting, but everybody's gifting is different. Not everybody manifests the same things as you do. Not everybody manifests greatness in certain ways that other people do. So it's understanding that just because someone manifests 5 different cars doesn't mean that you have to. And just because they're manifesting materialistic things doesn't mean that they're happy. And it also doesn't mean that their life isn't stressful at all, which is a complete lie. And it's just understanding that if you don't find your success, if you don't find what it is that makes you unique, what makes you go along the journey and really seek it to the very end and go all in on yourself and roll the dice and seeing where it lands, whether it's generating communities, meetup groups, or even just having a 9-to-5 and you just live within that meditative space. I think we've gotten caught up in wanting to be of service and understanding that not everybody is going to be as successful as the other person, and understanding that not everybody manifests in the same ways that everybody else does. Everybody is gifted in many different ways. So sometimes our gifting pulls us in many different directions, and sometimes we could be going into real estate and then we become an actor, or we do spirituality and then it allows us to do music, or maybe you were wanting to build houses but then it turned in that you just wanted to build furniture. It's something like that. I know that's a terrible example, but the point is that at the end of the day, you are either blessed or you're not. You are either content or you're not. You are either going to make it or you're not going to. That's the bottom line, point blank and center. And anybody who tells you different, they're probably just have an inflated ego. But understand that if you don't do it, nothing is going to happen for you. I hate to burst a lot of bubbles. I hate to be very controversial and just say that sometimes manifestation is not what people say that it is, or even meditation, or even having a great emotional guidance system. I think sometimes we are truthfully doing our due diligence in a lot of different ways, but I think we can improve in a lot of different ways and not be cliche. You know, I wish that people would just be themselves, not have a man bun, not have your shirt off. That drives me nuts. Standing in the middle of a pyramid and, like, let's just be real. Let's just say what's on our fucking mind. Why can't we just do that? Why can't we just give the God's honest truth? And if we're not going to do that, then we should just all just shut up. We all should not even say anything. And if you're going to use tools of blessing, sometimes it's not dressed in a fairy tale, okay? I'd rather talk to you guys. I'd rather tell you what you need to hear instead of what you want to hear.